Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Blades of Avernum. Last episode we happened to complete Canopy. Those of you who saw may have seen that I was quite unhappy with the ending. Yeah. Also, I just want to say, the last three scenarios, I was told by someone, were probably supposed to have been completed more or less in order alongside the two scenarios that I had completed beforehand. There was no need to do that. There was no connection to them in any sort of way. No references to those two scenarios or each other. No story connections, no character connections, nothing at all. You land and you drop the ball on that. I could have played them in any order. It didn't matter. Anyway, I was going to continue with more of Terror's Martyr's scenarios, but we've got something special today. Turns out, a new scenario happened to just be released. Just, by the time this comes out, just last week. So, just so I can jump on that and give him a little bit of a show of what it is, let's give it a try. From, I believe it's pronounced Diratyrion, or something like that, we have Pesky Goblins, a tutorial scenario for designers. Okay, it's not exactly like a special fun scenario, but hey, I'm going through all of these. Let's give it a go. It's another day in Avernum. You are, as always, looking for work. With any luck, you won't have to deal with any goblins. Scenario is part of the Blades of Avernum design tutorial, which can be found at his site. Alright, what the hell. We'll give it a go anyway. And we're starting in the middle of this place. We're in the Merchant's Tunnel. You see a cart ahead with a man in leather armor standing guard over a merchant by her wares. She seems upset about something. Alright, that's probably the direction we're supposed to go in. Just want to say already, my own suggestion is that it would probably be better to give a bit of direction instead of starting you off in the middle of an area. Maybe just like a road or something to point you where you're supposed to go. But that's just me. I'm not a scenario designer after all. I'm just a guy who wants to play these things. You see a guard sharpening his sword with a whetstone. He looks at you suspiciously. My boss has a job for you. Talk to her. It's a nice sword. He grunts and continues sharpening. You see an anxious-looking merchant fidgeting with the wares in her carts. She straightens as you approach. You there! I think you might be able to help me. What do you need? Let's see what weapons you have for sale. Alright, we could buy weapons if we need to. I don't think we do. What about food? We got food. What do you need done? Less than an hour ago, my guard and I woke to see a pack of goblins stealing items from our cart. We managed to scare them off, but one of them stole something very precious to me. A necklace, valuable in my family for generations. I want it back. Consider it done. She nods imperiously. Continue west. You'll find them soon enough. Well, let's see what happens to the east. Should you leave this merchant and her troubles behind and look for work elsewhere? No. Let's move on. To the west. Alright. Big outdoor area. Obviously this whole thing is meant to teach people stuff, so it's going to be simple and short. There's a group of jeering goblins guarding the bridge. Maybe one of them has the necklace? Half a dozen goblins move to block your way. Behind them, you see a lone goblin running away. It's carrying several precariously stacked crates, but to get to it, you'll have to go through its friends. 4 goblins and 2 goblin fighters. Let's let them come to us. Just like that. Ow. That was particularly painful. But hey, it's dealt with. You search through the goblin carcasses. No necklace. You'll have to keep looking. Well, we did get a little loot at least. It's all poor leather armor, though. I can give that to Draco. And the bronze longsword is actually a better weapon. Gonna drop that. Alright. Yeah, I have a feeling the goblin's in that cave over there, and this is probably really about it that's over here. So, let's go into the cave.
What? No! It's mine! Mine!
Alright, obviously that was supposed to be an example of a cutscene. And we don't have a lockpick. Can we bash it down? We can! We've got healing herbs. Alright, that was obviously an example of a locked door. And these chests just happen to contain various scrolls and things like that. Pants! Yes, please! An important thing to mention in any tutorial. Always include pants. Ooh, cloaks. And bolts of cloth. Which, I mean, I guess that's something sellable. Let me see if... Nope, that's not the part of the scenario that teaches about hidden passages. Alright, moving on. You reach a dead end containing a chest and a haphazard assortment of crates and barrels. Clearly items that the goblins have stolen in the past. Where's the last goblin hiding? Ah! Here's where he teaches about it. Jugs of cheap wine. Apples. Poor furs. Board game. Pears. You open the chest. Out springs the goblin! The goblin keels over, dead. You paw through its belongings and find an expensive-looking necklace. Okay, maybe not. I guess this scenario doesn't really teach about... well, hidden passages. I guess it's just something that's left to figure out. Anyway, we got the necklace, let's head back. Interesting that that's the design they used for where the card is. Clever. The goblins have been dealt with. Here's your necklace. Finally! She snatches the necklace from your hands and spends a minute inspecting it for damage. After a while, she notices you're still there. Oh, I suppose you want a reward of some sort. She gives you an insultingly small number of coins. Well, at least you did the right thing. Alright, sell... I mean, it doesn't really matter. Mission accomplished. I think that's basically it. Now that you've dealt with the pesky goblins, do you continue with your adventures? Yeah, leave the scenario. You leave the merchant behind and head to the nearest town. Here's hoping your next job will be a little bit more substantial. Nah, don't save. Alright, that was a short episode. I mean, that was a short scenario. I guess that was the purpose of it. It was meant to be... yeah, from what I read, it was meant to go along with the design tutorial that was mentioned. From what I heard, there's basically some talk that if you want to design your own scenario, you should start off with something simple and small, not something big and grand like, say, Canopy, or Basikava or Exodus. You don't start with that, which I can agree with. It makes sense. You don't want to start with something way over your head with all these grand designs. You want to start with something simple so that you can get a hand on the coding and the designing and the tools and all that. Minimize the amount of bugs. You don't want to end up with some massive open world with broken quests and more bugs than a Bethesda game. That would just be a problem. No, start with something simple like this, or Settlers. Yeah, Settlers was another example of something short and simple. It was a bit longer than this, but it worked out. So, yeah. You know what? Let's let this episode be a short one. Only like 10 minutes long, 15 minutes long. I don't see a problem with that. So, yeah. That's going to be the end of this episode. Next episode, we'll get back to trying Terror's Martyr scenarios. Till then, I'm Chester44, that is Fox, Sheik, Bonnie, and Draco. This has been a Blades of Avernum Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.